What's up, everyone? Studfit here, and friends. We have Sammy D and Tabor joining us, like always, and then we have Aussie Kart. Jeeves, thanks for joining us again. It's good to see you guys.
Hey,
and then
thanks for having us.
And then the brand new face, ShyGuyKart.
Is up, guys and
No
girls?
one new to the Mario Kart community, but if you don't know him, he is an awesome content creator. He's got his own YouTube channel. Check out ShyGuyKart. And so I figured I would let him kick off the call and tell us a little bit about how you found out about Mario Kart and what spurred you on to create your own YouTube channel.
Awesome. So pretty much how I found out about Mario Kart Tour is because I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I loved Mario ever since I was like 5 years old. So I was stalking their Twitter ever since they announced Mario Kart Tour. And all my friends, my family members were like, oh my god, we have to play this game. So the New York tour came around, and my cousins and I all played the game up until the Paris tour. Then obviously the general public hated this game because it didn't have multiplayer. So my cousins dropped out, my friends dropped out, my sister dropped out, and I was alone. And I was like, oh my god, what do I do? Like, pulling pipes by yourself is not that fun. So I took a break. I focused on studies. So I took a break from the Paris tour all the way until the last day of the Yoshi tour of 2020. Since it was quarantine and everything, people were coming back into the game. And yeah, ever since then I've been playing. And I started my YouTube channel in the exploration tour during the Heavy Hitters pipe pulls. Pretty much I pulled that pipe, and I was free to play at the time. And I got 4 high ends from that pipe, which was Rosalina Aurora, Hiker Wario, the rest. So I uploaded that video because I wanted to like show the world what I got, since my cousins and sisters like didn't care. And it got nice feedback, and everybody said they loved it, and it motivated me to make more videos. And obviously I've been watching Kart Life, Abdallah, and they inspired me as well. Like, they were top tier, and they still are amazing people. And yeah, there we are.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I think you do the best. What concepts is what you call it?
Yeah.
I think the predictions, all of that is so much fun.
Thank you.
You do it, in my opinion, you do it better than anybody. But I just love your channel, and you're also a member of this channel. I'm a member of yours, and so I think there's been some requests for us to have other content creators join us. But I said I cannot do that without having some of the people that are supporting our channel and helped launch this podcast to begin with. So, ShyGuyKart, exciting to have you here.
Thank you.
Also, you're here while Shy Guy Ninja's on top.
Oh my god,
Is
yes.
he your favorite driver?
He is. It's absolutely insane. I remember during like the Ninja tour, I even asked you, I was like, should I even pull for Ninja Shy Guy? Because I barely had any rubies, and you were like, just do it. And then I did it, and he ended up dominating.
You got the character that's this game's favorite from first anniversary to 1.5 anniversary. I bet second anniversary there'll be another Shy Guy.
Oh my god,
Was he always your favorite character growing up? Or
Actually, my first favorite character, believe it or not,
where'd you learn?
my first favorite character was Koopa Troopa for whatever reason. Now I don't even like him, but it used to be Koopa Troopa. And the reason why I love Bowser's Minions is because of Mario Party 9. There was like a huge storyline with Kamek and Shy Guy, and that's why I love them both now. So yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Kamek,
Thank you. Yeah, Kamek.
Yeah, I was going to say, we go from Shy Guy Ninja to Kamek Guy Sammy D. How pumped are you that you finally got your tour? You finally got Kamek.
Totally. It's the peak, man. I can't see the game getting... we all have that. Oh, what would be... Because this game's going to go on and on and on, but then what's that one thing we all want? And for me, it's there. And now it's like, what do? I've got everything I ever wanted. It's like the end of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You live happily ever after. But, yeah, of course, there's still things I'd love to see in the game, and I'm not quitting or anything like that. But it's a nice plateau to be at where it's like, relaxing,
Sunshine.
Even though it's insane, and the matchmaking is out of control, and the ACR is probably the biggest ACR there's ever have been in the game. Everyone's going crazy, and so it's just it's a climax. Everyone's very excited. Plus anniversary and an update right around the corner. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting you say that because it seems like everyone's going for that top 100 badge.
Man.
And I'll be honest with you, like I watched your video today for kind of your first glimpse at the tour next tour, and to be honest with you, like you were just still giddy. You were like, I'm still on a Kamek tour. Like this is surreal.
Yeah, it takes some of the stress out for me because. It's hard to describe. If you have that one thing you've been wanting, it's kind of like everything else from here is gravy. I don't even I'm not stressed about ranked and stuff like I would have been in the past. And I see that maintaining forward, especially with Sydney Tour coming up next.
Yeah, that's the next segue.
Sydney.
A nice chill tour, perhaps, but we have Aussie Kart here.
There
right
is no
on
chill
the day.
in Australia. Yes. Aussie Kart.
Zero.
You live in
chill.
Sydney. I know that we're excited. Everyone met you at least for the first 17 minutes before. Unfortunately, you dropped out, and my apologies on the tech side. But you dropped out, but you had some of the hottest takes, so you're not new to this series. But I think I want to spend a good 5-10 minutes here, and I know Jeeves, you got to go too. But tell us a little bit about Sydney, Australia. What are some of the misconceptions? What's cool to do in the city? I think we even have some other questions from the rally here.
Awesome. Well, hopefully no ghost audio this time. I know Hero called me out on that and probably was some people's favourite part of the last podcast. The internet is a lot better. A few speed tests before the podcast today. Yeah, look, to be honest, I saw Sydney pop back and first thoughts even off was it's so soon. Like I think someone posted we're only, is it 9 or 10 tours ago or less? Is it? Someone might have the exact
7.2 when you consider. You probably have the data on that.
But look, from Sydney Sprint first time around, they did a really good job with the track. So I live quite close to the what we refer to as the CBD, the Central Business District. And they've done a really good job with it. So obviously the Harbour Bridge, the Opera House, flying through the Opera House over to Luna Park, which is also on the harbour. The track looks amazing. And I think already for Sydney Sprint 2, I think I did see one of Mankalor's videos where he did a bit of a tour around some of the back part. So I think we might better get a bit of a look into maybe the Botanical Gardens, somewhere across the front with Circular Quay with some of the nice restaurants and bars you can go to. So I think there's some really cool areas that they're going to explore down the front there. But yeah, for those who haven't been to Sydney, it's our harbour is, we hold it in very high regard. So we think it's the best harbour in the world, and it is beautiful. So have any of you guys been?
Yeah. My uncle lives in Australia, but I'm terrified to go there because apparently there's like lots of bugs everywhere, big spiders, and I'm like, heck no. Is that true? Is there like lots of spiders?
I think so. I think Sammy could attest that it being down here. I think especially for Americans, it seems a big thing that if you came down here, you'd be like, oh, this is not what the movies made.
Oh yeah, Sydney's just one of the great big cities of the world. I was actually lucky enough to perform at the Opera House.
Yeah, amazing.
In my
Awesome.
And that was great. And so spent a good amount of time just chilling on the harbor. Went to Manly Beach. Tried a lot of great food and drink, and great city. So you and Shy Guy both had your cities come. The rest of us are all waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, ShyGuyKart, you live in
Vancouver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, before G's goes, should we get everyone's predictions on who's going to be driving the yellow pipe frame?
100%.
I think we have to. Jeeves, we'll start with you then, man. Got called out.
I think it's Kong.
Oh.
Yo. We are not ready for that. We're so ready, but we're not.
I honestly think whatever it is, I think there's a good chance it might be a giant banana. So
Yeah, I would agree with.
I want a boomerang, but
I think Boomerang has some. 'Cause they kind of whiffed on that.
Yeah, they didn't do it the first time.
And I don't know. I mean, I know what they probably thought of it, but I'm sure that they realized that they missed an opportunity to have that incorporated. So, but jumping in, I mean, either way, somebody's gonna be requesting some tickets because we just ran out.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Jeez.
Does anybody have any tickets left?
No.
After Kamek?
No.
I do.
Tabor.
Of course
What?
you do.
Well, it's interesting because if it is DK, that in a way, based on what everyone in the community always says, it is a disappointment that is coming out on a city track. That would be a disappointment. DK really deserves an alt that's not a city-connected alt. However, if it's Giant Banana, it's obviously going to be a must for everybody. Aussie, did you, like for Baby Koala, since you're from Sydney, did you like have to collect the Australian stuff? Do you have those? Are you going to definitely go in next tour? What's your
I think I have every character in the game.
Okay.
So,
Excuse me.
so there was no.
So the answer is yes.
Okay.
So yes, that answer is a quick yes. Well, look, I think from the podcast last time round, I've been investing in the Jet Cruiser, so I finally got that to level 7 double uncap this tour.
Wow.
That's bold. Love it.
Loving it, but it's been great on this week's ranked for Remix, Ghost Valley, RTT. I don't know what variant is it.
Well, I don't think
Good question. I
Someone
haven't
got it.
grinded it because I'm not allowed. I'm in someone's prank.
Oh,
horrible.
Yeah, actually, Kareem's one of my members, so I'm taking it easy. But
Some of us get that courtesy from Studfit. Some don't.
yeah, sorry about that, Sammy. Well, hey, when I find out after
I'm just teasing. You're never going to live it down. It's okay.
Well, hey, it actually ended up working out for you. I think you said that you were able to save tickets for Kamek. Because you had me in your rank. So it all worked out there. But Sammy, you did bring up a good point, which is ranked. Ranked is crazy right now. It's never been this crazy for the whales. I'm curious, is there that much shakeup though for someone like yourself, Tabor or ShyGuyKart? Is it at all changed at all, or are we just the whales are finally starting to see what you guys have been dealing with?
personally, in my range, sorry, you can go.
You're good. Go ahead, ShyGuy. You're the guest. You go first.
Okay, so in my ranked cup, it's not that much competition. It's just like there's lots of sleepers, like more than usual, which is weird. Yeah.
Yeah, for me,
Okay,
I just see, like, I've always had 5 to 10 bots in each of my ranks for each week, and now I'm just seeing, like, none. I mean, I'm just consistently not having any bots at all. And so I've last week I was sitting between 10th and 12th for most of the time, and then I finally just hit it hard Tuesday night before it, and ended up getting, I think, 5th. So I stayed at 69, and then I was at tier 69. And then this week, I did a lot of whale moves, actually, honestly. I just decided to go ahead, and I had all these tickets to burn, and so I decided to put some things on Black Sail and Kamek and Black Turbo Birdo. I pulled that from the all clear pipe, so I was really lucky on that, and I immediately took it to 5 and double capped it.
I did the same thing this tour, from 0 to 5 double capped.
Yeah, so it's really served me well, and I was able to. I think I'm sitting at the same 5th, but I'm within striking distance of the other one. So I've got more difficult rank than what I had been, but it's not like, I'm sure it's not whale worthy at all, but it's good for where I'm at.
Yeah, Jeeves, what about you, man? Because I know you got to run here soon.
That's all right. No, yeah, it's been crazy. And I've seen it, with Carlos. Carlos, he said he might even drop a tier. I might drop a tier.
Yeah.
I've got Zeph.
Wow.
I got Zephiel in my rank.
Yeah.
So I'm obviously not going to. Right now, I am, I think, 500 ahead for second, and less than 1,000 for third. So it's going to be tight. A lot of people are complaining and whatever, which is weird because it seems like not too long ago we're just like, well, where's all the competition? Well, it's here.
Exactly.
And for me personally, I feel with my situation, I feel like I'm playing basketball and on the court with me is Michael Jordan.
Oh my god.
He's pretty good, right?
Yeah. I mean, all his top 10 badges and all that stuff.
Oh, Zephiel? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's amazing.
I think he's in first place right now, and so it's just like
You know what?
I was like,
I think he's at 1.7 million, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, no offense, but for someone who spends that much money, they better be up there.
That's true. That's true.
He does video after video and drops and drops and drops so much cash.
Okay.
He does, but getting those kind of scores are not easy.
No, I'm not saying he doesn't have talent at all, but he's got the firepower to be able to have potential for that much stuff.
I mean, he's got the crazy loadouts that I'm like, wow, like everything's just maxed, and yeah.
But yeah, I'm assuming you whales are all kind of enjoying this, right? Because I mean, you do have to go up against. It's not fun unless you go up against people better than yourself and gives you a little fun challenge. It probably won't be this every week. It'll be back and forth and back and forth.
It is because I think what Nintendo sees is what I like for them to see is I think they finally realized that there's a pretty good community of players out there, and we're out there networking now. Who's got this? Who's got that? I mean, Studfit, you said it first. You should see the ER server right now. It's just it's chaos in a way because it's just like, okay, you're in my rank, but also this guy's in my rank. That's an ER. It's crazy, so it's kind of interesting to see how that's going to all turn out. I think it's great. I mean, I'm having a blast with it. I mean, if I lose, for whales, you lose 20 rubies, and 20 rubies is probably it could be a lot for someone, but it's just 20 rubies.
Yeah.
But I think the competition is great, and the camaraderie, I guess.
Yeah, from my perspective, outside looking in, I'm okay with you whales being this competitive right now.
Of course you are.
I'm just saying, like, this is what the general public feels week in and week out. We're just battling and battling and battling. We've got limited resources. We're trying to make the best moves and trying to get as competitive as we can within this difficult tier that we're in. And then you guys, a lot of times, you're in first place. And there's been a lot of times that even you, Studfit, were like, well, I got first by 30,000 and it wasn't really a challenge. And you kind of seem bored with it. And so now you guys are finally challenged and you can actually like really work hard and have to grind. And I'm okay with that. But honestly, what I see happening is I see Nintendo, because I think they had so many different tier 70s and tier 60s and whatever that people were just put in, and there might have been 2 or 3 competitive people in there, and I think they're finally like grouping all of those people together, throwing them into the same one. They're narrowing down how many bots are in each ranked and really making things competitive, and I honestly think that's a good thing. This is really what they should have done from the very beginning. But they're finally doing it now. There was no announcement or anything like that about things changing, so I know that was probably a little rude awakening for a lot of us. But honestly, I think this is how it should be. You guys should everybody should be challenged. I mean, there's going to be some people who are the best of the best who still won't be challenged, but that should be the few and far between and not the general population.
Well, maybe this is the way that they're going to show in the update that maybe tier 80, tier 90 are coming. And if they do it, I'm okay with it. It's just the rewards have to be appropriate if you win a tier 70. I can't be getting the same as someone in... What's it start from? Tier
40.
It's been that for 30 40 tiers now.
Yeah.
30. So if that is adjusted, and as the tiers go up, like, it is crazy that all of us are just at 70 or 69. If they work it out where it goes up to, say, tier 100, and if you're in tier 100, you are playing the best of the best in the game. And if you can stay in there, great. If not, you're going to come down. But
and like what I've always said, like, don't put all 3 top 1, 2, 3 going up a tier. Make only number 1 go up a tier, and then number 2 and 3 stay. Number 4 goes up, whatever. But if all 3 go up, then I'm still going to go up every week, and I shouldn't go up every week.
And I'm down to tier 69 for the first time in a long time. I came 5th last week.
Yeah.
I'm third this week, and the leader has 50,000 on Choco Island. I haven't seen a score of that size. It is. It's you just see it, and I've just accepted.
Wow.
So it's almost, I do like the challenge, but seeing that score, it's not possible. You would have to grind for that triple box frenzy and a single or 2 in there probably also. It's hard. So yeah, there is a definite mix between. But yeah, I am enjoying the challenge. I think there is more of an element to it. Having 19 bots isn't fun, and then we just get our rubies, which us as whales at the end of the day, we're buying packs. So it really is only those cap tickets that we're really after, and that is the part of the game economy that you can't really just buy. They do pop one up. So that's what we're after. But I'm personally enjoying the challenge, and yeah, I am down at tier 69, but I'm grinding for 3rd, and hopefully I don't have to drop down, stay. I think it's stay if I get 4th, so we'll wait and see.
Well, I had kind of an interesting story about that too, but I know, Jeeves, you got to run, so the challenge is you got to beat Zephiel or you're out of ER. That's the deal.
First, you say that your guy has 50 in Choco.
Yep.
I don't think Zeph has that. So that's
great. Like, just
he's got a long week. Don't set him up. Zephiel watches our stuff, and so I know as he's watching this, he's going to go out there.
Be nice to me, Zeph.
That's the challenge. That's the challenge.
But thanks for having me on, ShyGuyKart. So nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys in the next round.
care.
Okay?
Yes.
All right, have a good weekend.
I also have one thing to say. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I want to say, I feel like they should like expand the tiers to like tier 80, tier 90 or whatever, and they should add like drivers like permanently whenever you tier up. So it's not like the same stuff over and over.
You're saying like you win a driver,
Yeah.
like a high-end driver or something as you like when you're up at tier 80 and tier 90?
Possibly, yeah. High end or a super.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I mean, they're giving us some of that stuff with some of these supers, like the Pink Yoshi,
Yeah.
as an example.
Yeah, and as Tabor's looked at all those and found that they've all really gotten great buffs, so Yoshi probably as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, just while we're on the topic of ranks before we move on, I actually lost. I got second last week, which I hadn't done in over a year before I learned how to drift. And no, I'm serious. I learned how to drift like 3 months after playing the game. It was really awkward.
How's it feel, Studfit? How'd that feel?
Actually, I was okay with it, and I think that's one of the reasons why they released it here during the Kamek Tour. Kamek Tour. I'm trying to pronounce it correctly. I had a lot of people mention the pronunciation, but doing it during this tour is kind of a distraction, right? So we're thinking like, oh, we got this Kamek Tour, and oh my gosh, my rank's tough, but it's okay. I'm okay with it. And for me, it was really weird because I had there's I think like 4 or 5 Japanese players there in top 10 every single tour. I had one of them. He's got top 10, I think 5 badges there, and I was within I think 5,000 of him. I could have done it with the right run. To be honest, I put more time in it than I wanted to into, I think it was the Vanilla Lake, the remix version. And I grinded and grinded. I got a triple coin with no boxes. I got a coin box, coin, 0 single boxes. I did get one run with 4 single boxes. I just did not get the right run, and so I lost. What was interesting is I was in somebody else's ranked who is a YouTube. I think his name's Fujimojo. I was in his ranked. I kind of almost wanted to beat him more than I wanted to win ranked. But yeah, the 20 rubies wasn't a big deal. I will say this week, I think I think when we hear about overbaking and underbaking, I think that might play more of a role today for some of us. And like, I lost. I got second place. But this week is a cakewalk. I think I have something like 106,000. I think my projections are somewhere in like the 137. I'm literally underscoring by 30,000. I'm still in first, and so I'm able to give Kareem a win. So if I'm able to, and I can, it's within my control, then I'm going to give it to him. Now, here's the thing: is when we saw the new tour being released, we saw this week. I remember Tabor when you told me Black Rate Sale 3 times in ranked. I was like, yeah. So I was like saving my tickets. So, like right before I heard from Kareem, actually it was right around the same time, took Black Rate Sale to level 7, triple uncapped to 700. I was looking forward to just blowing it out the water. And then I had a little cold water spill from Kareem. But I'm happy that we could both win. It ends up working out. But I do think that we are seeing a major change. I wonder if it is with tiers coming up. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, Aussie Kart, you nailed it. Without any adjustment to the tickets, it's not that big of a deal. I'm perfectly okay with it.
Speaking of that, I just want to throw in a quick note. As I said, I did some whale moves the other day, and along with you, Studfit, I actually did my first triple uncap of a high end, and that was I know
Black Rate Sale.
Black Rate Sale.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow. Awesome.
Because it's
because
just
of how dominant
it is.
Right?
I mean, you have a lot of we have a number 1 driver, number 1 cart, number 1 glider according to the algorithm and everything. But Black Rate Sale is just so head and shoulders above everything else. The other ones are kind of close as a number 1, number 2. But this one's just out there. So I was like, even if it's not a number 1 driver for a long time, Sammy encouraged me to do. Or just he did his own Bam and Gerbs, and I decided to do that as well. And I mean, right now with it being level 5, it's like my top glider in 22 courses, which is just phenomenal compared to everything else. So I thought it was well worth it, well worth the investment.
I just got it in the all clear pipe right as it was added, and it's one of those many like whale items that I survived a long time without, and it's at level 1, so I don't know when I'm gonna get it that high again. I'll probably continue to skate by without it. Like the Wild Black, Rose Queen, those were both that way for me too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, coming off this tour, Aussie Kart, I think you had a question prepared about Kamek.
Yeah, cool. So, yeah, my question in the Discord was, are we thinking Kamek is a one-off, or do we think this is the start of a new run of new characters for Mario Kart Tour?
I think no, because we said that last time with King Babam and Nabbit. We were all saying, is there going to be like Honey Queen, Wiggler, Kamek, the Brutals? And there was like never anything, and after a year we got Kamek. I've also been thinking that maybe year 2 of the game was like a test year for them. And like year 3, we're probably going to be getting like a new character every 3 months, or like 3 new characters every year. But I have no clue what Nintendo's thinking. But like, how hard is it to add like Tuxie the Penguin into a cart? Like, it's really not that hard. So I think they're saving something. Definitely.
They have to. It has to be a long game strat. That's the only way or not strat, but plan. But I agree with you. You know, I was talking to Jay about this and like, why are there so many Mario alts? And we talked about this before. You know, for us, we're hardcore fans. We know the characters. You know, ShyGuyKart knows the Brutals.
Yeah.
I know, whatever, Spike and Ninja and stuff like that. But the average player does not know who that is. They average, 16-year-old kid who picks up the game wants Mario. And maybe those pipes, even though it doesn't seem that way, maybe they do get the most pulls. And maybe when they released Nabbit, when they released Gold Kimawa, maybe they didn't get as much pipe interaction as they do on some of the others. I mean, even especially with the bad word of mouth that Gigabomb got pretty much right out of the gate. They did release a gold version, and Nabbit became sought after later down the line even more. But Kamek is a different story.
Yeah.
I swear to God, this has to be the most pulled pipe in the whole game. I mean, maybe there's fewer players now. Maybe there's more. I don't know. But if I had to bet, they're going to look at the numbers. They're going to say, wow. And, the problem is Coinbox skews that data.
That's true.
But maybe it shows them, oh, wow, they want, people like this, an original character coming. And I don't know. I keep after this whole last year without one, I've got my expectations really low.
Honestly, as long as they had Honey Queen, I'm fulfilled. Like, I really, really want her.
Honey Queen,
Yeah.
nice. Well, I will say, I think that they had Kamek ready to go months ago, and they waited and waited until they needed it.
As soon as they saw my wishlist video.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think to me it's like they release it right when they adjust all this ranked stuff. Like, that's what I was kind of saying.
I don't know if that. I don't know if I can agree with that theory. I think I was thinking about why did this happen right now, and I got to assume the most likely thing is they keep trying to tweak it. They keep trying to adjust, and it has weird effects like bots, and it's gone all over the place. I mean, we've noticed some couple weeks in a row it's hard for everyone and it's easy for everyone. I just think it's happenstance that it happened right now, but.
Well, and the reason I say that is I think that they were thinking about this game like, hey, let's run this pilot, let's run it for a year, see if it picks up some steam, and then they realized that they had to adjust for a long-term plan. That's what I'm saying is that they created Kamek. It might not have been a year ago. My guess is it happened right during the springtime when that lull between January and March, where we didn't have any Coinbox drivers, we didn't have anything crazy. We just had a lot of, Pauline Fire and Koala, and just had a bunch of non-Coinbox stuff. So I think he was going to be released then, but they said, no, we need to push this out. This is a 5-year plan. We need to
stretch it out.
Plan. Yeah. Whatever it is, we need. My guess is that they'll release one new character per year, and that's just. I'm expecting no new driver.
Brutal.
That
is brutal.
So my line of thinking is a little bit off from that. I think. So I think we need to continue to remember that when this game came out, not too many months later, COVID hit, and so a lot of things probably got changed in terms of their 1-year plan of what they wanted to do with tracks and drivers and characters and everything. And they were probably just scrambling to try to at least get a track down for us or whatever they could. So I know I'm one of the first ones that are going to harp about things that are too much or too little about what Nintendo is doing. But I think we also need to remember that they were basically doing all this through a pandemic. And so we need to give a little bit of grace. Now, I know. Now, whether that means that they could have came up with an original character prior to a year between, probably so. I think they could have, but I think that they decided to release Kamek now because it's right before what I'm anticipating to be the update. I was a little disappointed when the tour preview came out and there wasn't any kind of update speculation or update post about it or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But I think that they just wanted people to spend money, wanted people to spend all their precious rubies, because in the next tour or two, something big is going to happen where people are going to want to spend rubies again. So I think Sammy alluded to this. This is kind of like our bait pipe. This is the one that, yes, it's a big deal because it's an original character and people are going to want to do that. And it's a coin boxer. And so they kind of rolled it all in one to try to get people to spend money. But I think something's going to happen in this next update that's going to allow us to spend rubies in a whole different way than what we're not even thinking of.
Huge. What makes you also wonder with a city coming up right after the Kamek Tour, we always kind of cringe when we see a city coming, after a coveted character. Is it going to lose all its value? Well, I guess time will tell. We'll have to see next tour.
Well, and also cities coming back. I mean, they are. It's sort of testing things. We always talk about it. Studfit talks about cities should come back. The data gurus out there don't even count city tracks basically. And in the preview, honestly, it doesn't look like Sydney 2. It could just be Sydney Sprint again. Yeah. I mean, I know they're not showing that part, but that's weird. They usually show that it's the second one. But if they keep the frequency and the circulation, even if it's 2 and 3, I mean, we got to just kind of start looking at the cities as more frequent things. Then again, we haven't had New York in a year. Vancouver is incredibly overlooked. I cannot believe Vancouver has not come back.
Yeah, great track.
We need to stop saying that though, because I think they're listening. As soon as they know that we want something like DK, and we keep saying we want this, and then they say, no, we'll wait.
Oh my God! If DK is next tour, that's going to be insane.
Even Diddy.
Yeah. Well, about Diddy, I was going to say about that. The pipe frame colors though for Diddy, it is more of an orangish yellow. It's distinctly different yellow. It's hard to tell in the lighting, but I did them side by side, and there's 2 shades of yellow on the pipe frames. There's the lemony one, that's what it looks like it is. Then Diddy's is more like an orangey yellow. So yeah, for what
you
it's
bring
worth.
up a good point. If you look at say Pink Gold Peach or King Babam Gold, when you're playing at Choco Island, it's like a bright fluorescent.
The light changes. Yeah.
And then you play on a dark track, and it's like a much deeper glow. So it's almost, they do a really good job graphically to be able to represent where you're located. Yeah. It being a sunny city makes me think that maybe that card is a little darker than it looks just to the eye. So my guess is maybe it's that lighter orange. But it really looks yellow. It just looks. It does. It doesn't look like bright yellow. So we'll have to see.
But let's face it. What's the most likely thing? Baby Daisy.
Baby Daisy, 100%.
That's the most likely.
Yeah.
That's what they would do.
We have Cherub. We have Koala. So why not just add in Baby Daisy? It makes sense.
Tabor, you were gonna.
Yeah. So I don't know. A couple things. One, the fact that this is a city tour, it was a little disheartening when I saw that. But when I think about it more, right before all of our big tours that we really were memorable, whether it be the anniversary or the Ninja Tour or whatever, right before those, there was always this lull between nothing really happening. They released a tour. It wasn't a lot of excitement, but beyond it, people were disappointed. But then I think they kind of need that to really work hard, something easy for them, so them to work hard on something big coming up, which hopefully is the anniversary. Sure. Yeah. So I think that's coming up. But regarding the character, obviously it's all speculation because the jet cruiser is just an enormous vehicle and it's blocking the view. But I don't know. It kind of looks like, and I think Sammy, you alluded to this in your video this morning, but it kind of looks like, it almost looks like Wario Cowboy. It almost looks like they have a cowboy hat on, and then the ears are coming out of that.
Aussie, isn't that just like the cliche Outback hat? I guess.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. And so. Because it's a boxing kangaroo, I'm leaning more to it being a male character. So that's where I'm thinking it's leaning.
Do the women but also female kangaroos not box?
Daisy is
that what you're trying to tell us?
Yeah, what the heck?
It's just a very aggressive male boxing kangaroo. Whenever you see it on imagery and anything like that, that's where you're leading. So
Yoshi Bear had a good point that DK, like, he boxes in his game. I mean, he hits with his glove in Mario Baseball. He does stuff like that. I don't know.
I think you can see, though.
People are speculating about.
If you look at the image, you see the boxing glove, but then you see this little stick arm coming out of the bottom.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be DK.
But if it's the skin, then it has to be Diddy. But if there's a full Kanga suit, then that could be anyone.
Yeah.
The arms covered in a brown suit. But Baby Mario Koala was not dressed up as a koala. He just had a koala backpack.
Yeah, and the ears.
Exactly. So
I'm going. It's a totally unique character. I think it's just going to be a kangaroo called Bounce, and they're just bringing him out. I reckon they're going out of the box,
and Nintendo.
And it's going to be
yeah.
cool kangaroo.
And they announced a new franchise all about Bounce.
Bounce. I don't. It's something
Bounce
along those lines.
Holiday title for Switch.
You heard it here first.
I was gonna say you couldn't have entered in the scene, making more hot takes, Aussie. I appreciate you lightening this up. The other part about this tour is Kamek's a coinbox driver, and so edietel asked the question: do we have too many coinbox characters for high ends? There are more coinbox skills than any other skill. Has Nintendo created an oversaturation problem with the coinbox skill?
I feel like they have, because in the beginning when we had Hakama and Vacation, it was really intriguing, like coinbox. It was actually really cool, but now it's kind of complicated and like it's so like repetitive. So I feel like they could add, for example, another item like a double coin, but I don't know what they're gonna do about this because I feel like they're lost themselves. It's like, what else could they do about this coinbox situation?
Yeah, I think from my perspective, thinking back a year ago, I guess a year and a half now, when I started the game as a pandemic player, that's trademarked by Big Smith. But I remember having a coinbox character. I was like, what is this? I can't hit anybody. Like, why would I win a race with this coinbox thing? This is stupid. So I put like investments in every other character except for coinbox. Until I ran across Sammy's channel, I was like, oh, coinbox, the higher skill, this makes more sense. But I do think Nintendo probably is in the same boat. We're like, hey, let's give them a coinbox. And then they realized they created a monster.
Exactly.
And now it's like, I think it was something like 26 out of 36 tracks this tour have coinbox.
See, that's how I think, too. I think they were like, let's give them the fan favorite character and let's give them coinbox to make sure it's a success. But they didn't realize that even if Kamek had Dash Ring, I still think a lot of people would have taking them high, just because, and they don't realize quite the saturation issues that the whales, especially when you're grinding ACR, have with Coinbox, where it does at the end of the day take maybe more time because there's always more to get, like you said.
I think Nintendo could have nerfed it if they felt like it was too over the top, though, because even when they released it with Mario Hakama, if they realized like what it was going to lead to, they could have like made it have 10 less coins that it was gonna empty out or something like that, just to nerf it so much. But I don't know. It is. I mean, Coinbox has 12 characters. Fire Flower is second with 11, and I think last time I did the percentages, Coinbox drivers covered right around 50 to 55% of all existing tracks. There was a top shelf Coinboxer on about 50-55%. So I mean, that's obviously much higher than any other skill that's out there. So it's definitely dominating the game. But we also saw what Nintendo did a few tours ago where they had no Coinbox top shelves in the ranked courses. They made none of them. So, and they can choose to do that too. In a way, they can control that. They can't really control ACR, but they can control the ranked a lot more. And they just decided to go all in this time so that people could, pull for Kamek. It's got a Coinbox. It's going to be useful in so many of these different courses this tour. So they can still modify it somewhat. We'll just have to see what they want to do in the future. But
and
definitely,
he might not get crazy buffs. I mean, a lot of people are saying he's starting out real strong. He's going to have great value. But I mean, even if he could pull a Tuxie and just not actual Tuxie ShyGuyKart, who we want to come to the game,
Tuxedo.
but Mario Tuxie, toilet paper Mario. But where it's just he hits hard at the beginning and then
he's gone.
Which is fine to me because you have people complaining when Coinboxers get too many tracks. You have people complaining when Coinboxers don't get enough tracks. Just enjoy him while he's here. You got him on 13 tracks in ACR. You got him twice in ranked. That might be your moment with Kamek, and you might have a few more down the line. But There you go, 4 times.
That's good.
Now you see what it's like being in my role here with Tabor correcting me all the time. No, you make a really, really good point. I think there are people that are polarized to say, I don't like Coinbox. Coinbox is trash.
Yeah.
And, like, they just feel like it's this, I don't want to run every single track through Coinbox. Now, I understand that, but that's what this game is. This is not, and you have to call a spade a spade. This is a Coinbox driver focused game. But I also, I think from that perspective, coming out with too many, I think everyone thinks this Coinbox character is better than this one. They all will probably get somewhere in the range of, Tabor, you could probably get a better, more accurate view of this range, but maybe like 3 to 6 tracks where they're the only Coinbox driver, unless you're Party Town Pauline, but somewhere in that range, right? So, like, hey, those are your 3 to 6 tracks. Everything else, like, is gravy, but the gravy is mixed with other gravy. So, like, you have these 3 to 6 tracks. That is that driver's 3 to 6 tracks. With Kamek starting out with 4, now, of course, we'll have other buffing, and those will, might stay at 4 because they get a new track, but then they lose 1 because another overlap. But really, that's why you have all these characters at, double cap, or, you're trying to find a way to be able to spread your tickets around all the Coinbox drivers. So those 4 or 5 tracks are covered, and that way you cover that 55% that you were talking about, Tabor.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm curious, ShyGuyKart, you're not normally on here. Are you a pro Coinbox fan, or do you not like Coinbox? When you see 3 tracks in ranks that have Coinbox, or you have 3 without it, which would you prefer?
Personally, I love Coinbox. Like, I'd rather grind like Coinbox than Boomerang or Lucky 7. Like, for example, Ninja Shy Guy, when we had him on DK Summit R and we had to grind that Boombox, I hated that. Like, I literally hated that.
Nothing as bad as Boombox grind.
Oh my god, and Lucky 7 as well. I really don't like it as well. I feel like Coinbox, like you said, there's always space. Like, there's always like a place to improve on it. Like, if you get your run, there's always like more to improve on. So that's why I love Coinbox. And it's just really satisfying as well to play.
It's satisfying.
Yeah.
Well, because a single coin box is can be a lot more worthwhile than a single Lucky 7 or a single boomerang. I mean, obviously it depends on where you're letting that boomerang go, but a coin box is a coin box no matter where you are, and you can get tons of coins and a lot of combo feed from that.
Yeah.
I think seeing it on a new track, like I know when I clicked into, I think it was Remix Vanilla Lake 1R, I have Dixie up at 7, and Dixie was great for that track. Dixie will never be used again on that track. So there's like 5 characters on that track where people might have made a move on one of them to build up. You've dropped Kamek in. That's
one of people's problems too, is when someone loses a track to Coinbox. That happens a lot.
But that's unfortunate.
But I think if Tabor, you'll say that percentage around that, I think that's fair. I think if they went up to where 75% of tracks are covered by a Coinboxer, but I think if you round that 50% mark, I think where the game is, that's pretty fair, and I wouldn't have thought it was that low. So I think I agree. I think that's okay.
So ThisBeChris asks a question similar to this. With the 2 most recent Coinbox drivers, we're talking about Kamek and he says
Tuxedo.
Toilet paper Mario.
Yeah, toilet paper Mario.
Toilet paper.
What non-Coinbox driver do you think could suffer the most in terms of losing their value by getting their tracks taken by Coinbox drivers, aka Black Yoshi, Wedding Peach, etc. So what driver do you think will lose its coverage to Coinbox drivers in the coming?
I see Tabor tabbing around right now onto his.
I think it's gonna be Black Birdo, Pauline Rose, or like any of the drivers on these new normal tracks, because those new normal tracks have like no Coinboxers, no Lucky 7 characters. So maybe in the future they're gonna get Coinbox characters on this track. So Black Birdo, Pauline Rose, DK Jr., Firoslina, Baby Marikola, all those people. I think they're gonna really lose some value.
Whole squad.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had their moment in the sun, man, and it was quite a moment.
Yeah.
They all just hang out together on a regular basis every tour. It's like, it's all of us or none of us.
I swear to God, dude, if it happens again in Sydney, I swear.
Well, so I was watching Frenzy Fans, and they talked about the term sunsetting, and I sell medical software as my day job, and that is a term that you use as something becomes obsolete, and it's called sunsetting, and it actually is a really good term, in my opinion, of kind of what happens when you see a like Peach Wedding or a Black Black Yoshi, where their time has come, and that coverage. Now, Black Yoshi that has held on to, in my opinion, more better coverage than say Peach Wedding. But like their peak is now over, and now all their tracks are covered by Coinbox drivers. I think that Nintendo is kind of, in this analogy, held the sun there for an extra like month to be able to keep the value for Blackbirdo and for Pauline Rose, etc. And so I think from that perspective, they're just holding it there for so long. Eventually, they have to let it go because there is going to be these tracks that they have to give someone like Tuxedo Mario. They can't just give him one garbage track per tour. They actually have to give him eventually, hopefully, some good tracks. But no, I would be curious to maybe look at the data, and this is maybe something maybe for the rundown, Tabor. But I think that, and maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong. When they buff something, they traditionally buff something on a track that person's never seen. So my guess is like I don't see Kamek, getting Luigi's Mansion, as an example, because he has it right now. But maybe when they give us a track that we haven't seen in a long time, and that track is released, then they're going to give that one as a buff. And so I'm curious, what does Blackbirdo or what does Pauline Rose? What tracks do they have that we haven't seen in 2 or 3 tours? Because that might be the one that they give to even King Bob-omb or Tuxedo Mario or Kamek, because they haven't had access to it yet.
Yeah.
So just some quick numbers real quick. So the characters that have the most tracks as a top course that don't have a coin box on it, as you mentioned, Birdo Black has 13, Peach Explorer has 13, and this is 13 out of 29, 13 out of 28, so about half of its inventory, or half of its top shelf. Black Yoshi has 12, and then a couple others have 10 and 11. The ones I was looking down at the bottom to see which ones have been hurt the most by coin boxers, and the ones that have the most that really got affected. Pauline Rose has 27 top shelf courses. It only has 4 that are not covered by a coin box.
What?
So that hurts it quite a bit. Same thing is true with Peach Halloween. It has 24 top shelf courses. It only has 5 not covered. Mario Sunshine has 26 top shelf courses. Only 6 don't have a coin box. And the list goes on and on. So there's a whole bunch of them. White Yoshi has 27. Only 7 don't have a white coin box. So I mean, there's definitely some that are hit hard. But typically, the ones that are at the top of most people's tier list are the ones that have the least number of overlaps that we've been seeing. So I mean, obviously, as Kamek continues to get buffed, and hopefully Mario Tuxedo continues to get buffed, I think you hit the head right on the nail. Is that the nail right on the head? There we go.
Head nail.
Yeah? Is that usually these buffs are going to come from courses that they haven't seen. So the question is whether these courses, because we also saw some of these courses that have like 4 or 5 coin boxers as top shelf, and you're like, what a waste. And then there's others that aren't used at all for a coin boxer. So the question is, what courses are they going to be adding, and which ones are they not? And I've got the list. We can talk about this later on, but I know that last couple kart talks we've been talking about tracks that have the largest gap of haven't been seen in the longest time. Yeah. And I think one of them was Ghost Valley 1, and another one was another one, and that ended up showing up the very next tour. After we had predicted that. So we kind of have a better idea about which ones haven't been seen the longest, and hopefully will show up, soon, and whether they have a coin box or not.
I'd be curious to see which tracks Blackbirdo has or Peach Explorer have, because those are the top 2 you mentioned. What tracks they have top shelf for that we have not seen since Tuxedo Mario? Like, as an example, because those would be the ones that I would expect to be taken away from Tuxedo Mario or Kamek. But I think King Bob-omb Gold has been around. I don't know how many more buffs he's going to get. I wonder if he is this is kind of his full plate. There.
I just wanted to throw out a hypothetical. It's like, I always wonder, is it one guy in a room sitting down with all this on paper and saying like, yeah, or is it a group of 5 guys? And how cool would it be if like the 5 of us got to be in a room deciding all this stuff, man? We get handed a sheet, here are the next 6 months of tracks, start plotting it out. How cool would it be? And who's doing that? Who's doing
Yeah.
it? And can we get an interview with them on Kart Life or here on Kart Talk just to answer questions as vaguely as you want? Just let us ask you some questions. You can be vague, but just give us some insight into how you guys do this. It fascinates me. Or is it all done by a computer algorithm?
Probably not.
Yeah,
And there's no one doing it yet.
Let me ask you, Sammy, because I it probably has a lot of human interaction. Let's say you had that job.
Yeah.
Like, what would be your performance?
Well,
like, what
you'd
would...
probably have to listen to Nintendo following the money and say, what are the least pulled pipes? And it's exactly inversely proportional to the pulls. I think that's why this whole squad of 2021 characters got what they got. I think it's why maybe King Babam Gold maybe his party's over.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it, the 1.5. If you look at Ninja Shy Guy getting more value, well, that's because maybe more people put rubies into the special pipe than his 100 pipe.
Yep.
And maybe Kamek's going to die after this because it was really pulled. And then again, we're waiting for the big Mario Penguin takeover.
Oh my
Don't
God.
forget.
Oh my
Don't
God.
forget.
I know.
It could start soon.
So it raises the question: do you think that's why maybe Rombi Runner launched in the top 10? Do you think? I know this week 2 pipe with the Silver King is very dynamic.
Yeah, that's
because
why everyone
I don't think a lot of
wants
people are going to pull it, but there are some people that are going hard into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for that reason. And I'm even considering another couple YOLOs just for that reason, which is crazy. I shouldn't, but it's just how it gets you thinking.
I got it, and I already took it to level 4 and double capped it. I love how I mentioned in my tour reaction that it looked like a Clown King, but I pulled it.
Yeah, like Joker, yeah.
But I pulled it, and it looks absolutely stunning. And then I was like, why not just invest
Really?
into it? And yeah.
See, I heard that again. Is Frenzy Fans correct that it glows in the dark or
It
something?
does.
Like
In
its eyes?
Ghost Valley, it glows. It's really amazing.
Should I do a tenor right now?
Oh my God. I mean,
I would wait. Hold on to that, Sammy.
Okay.
Go into the bathroom, pull, and then come back and tell us if it was successful.
We have children around. ShyGuyKart is here. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, I say if you were pull, it's up to you, man. It's
That would be embarrassing if it didn't work.
It would be, but it's okay. That's what we're here for. It's
Yeah,
just
I
for
don't
people
know,
to laugh
man.
with us or at us.
What would you guys do? I mean, yeah, you got to follow the directive from Nintendo. It's a business. They're making money. This is all about money, clearly, from the prices of the packs and the rubies. So,
Aussie Kart, if you worked for Nintendo and you had this job where you had to plan out things, most jobs, maybe like yours, or like I'm definitely with mine. So there's a quota. Your goal is to do something. Is it to get people to spend more? What would you do to get people to spend more?
I think what they did this tour, and I was speaking about a little bit on the Discord, is I think it's brilliant. I think whoever organised this around Kamek Tour is getting a nice little promotion, a nice little bonus in.
they should throw me
someone
some.
like
They
me-
should throw me some royalties.
For someone like me is, and I think it's correlated as well, like my shop has really died down with no driver tickets. So I don't know, in some ways the data leaning to go, this guy will pull more on this Kamek pipe, he'll reset and keep going because it's the only way he's going to be able to level Kamek up. And that's what I've had to do because if I'm going for my top 100 ACR, I need Kamek. I needed him at 6 because he unlocked Sunset Wilds, the regular one, not the reverse. So I was getting impatient and I pulled again, and thankfully I got him 3 pipes in, but I would have probably gone in all the way again and just thrown some rubies at it. So the way they did ranked week 1, where it was on 2 tracks, the harder ranked, so it actually meant something to go for it, everything that they lined up, and Nintendo's got to be very careful with this because I know people with these gotcha games, that if they push that hand too much, you're going to turn a lot of people off the game. And that's a really fine line for Nintendo. But it still shocks me that Premium Challengers Plus, for instance, is just something that would take them such a short amount of time just to throw in, and it's just instant cash. So I don't know exactly where
Has
the
it
thought
been
process...
gone for 2 times now? Missing in action for 2 times?
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that this tour. They should... It's just really weird.
It would be the easiest thing in the world. It's not even like a reskin. It's just, there's another card. Even if only 1,000 people buy it, it's still... I don't know, the exchange...
Sure.
Packs are different from me down under, so... A large pack for me is $63 Australian.
61 for me.
Wow.
Tidbit for you.
And the small ones are like $30.
In the conversion?
Yeah.
You're saying Aussie
So I think-
in American dollars. It's 63 American dollars.
No. So So I think I think ours is slightly more expensive. So I think it works out to probably be about 43 or 44
Yeah, that's what I heard,
US.
too.
I'd say. So yeah, I don't know where they land on the figure and as the exchange rate fluctuates. But yeah, I think for them, something like that, I see them do something and you think, yep, that's them trying to make money. But then there's so many easy, like commemorative
There's
cards.
so many
they went on
things.
a sudden
Yeah.
of commemorative cards, and I'm glad they did stop because they just kept throwing
Exactly.
way too many commemorative cards.
There's so
out
many.
there.
They could, like we talked about Gold Pass Plus. They could do $8.99 a month for Gold Pass Plus. You get one extra set of tickets to tour.
Yep. And
Done.
instant take
Yeah,
up.
just something simple.
I'm so intrigued by the data. I would love someone to get a data leak on how many people pulled. You know, I know Tabor would absolutely
That'd be
love
awesome.
it. I'd love him to dissect it. Just to see what people are actually pulling on. And, you know, like Mario Baseball, for instance. Like, surely not a lot of people were pulling on that pipe. You know, it'd
I
be
think more
interesting
than
to see.
more than Penguin Mario, in my opinion.
Oh,
Probably a little more.
maybe Penguin Mario's time isn't coming. He just was trash. No one wanted him. He's
No, I
just-
think he's going to be the most. He's going to be like the most valuable driver
I feel like
in the
this
game.
is
I
once
see
we
that.
when we started noticing the squad of Pauline Rose and all of them Blackboard. Now that we notice that pattern, I'm really curious over the next 9 months to see if this continues to happen that way.
yeah.
Yeah, good point there. Big Smith asked a good question. What character is getting the next gold treatment? So it's been a while since we've had, I think, like we've always had King Bob-omb Gold.
Yeah.
But before that, King Boo Gold, Shy Guy Gold. What's the next driver to be gold-ified?
I think it's going to be a Bowser's minion. So the ones that we don't have that are Bowser's minions are Bowser Jr., Lakitu, and Hammer Bro. And I feel like maybe during the anniversary or something like that, we may get a Lakitu because Miyamoto, who is like the owner of Nintendo or something, Lakitu is his favorite character. So like, why not make him gold? Give him Coinbox, Giant Banana, and yeah, I think it's definitely going to be Lakitu.
I can see Lakitu. That makes a lot of sense. They've already given him his reskin with Party
Yeah.
Time. Could that be an anniversary?
It's got to be anniversary whenever the gold drivers. It's probably going to be an anniversary because they do come on a regular schedule. Although that could always change, but there's got to be a gold pipe and anniversary, right? Where they give you another crack at everyone again, and they'll bring them in then. And yeah, probably a minion, a baddie. We haven't had a good guy gold character, right? So. Some people say Monty Gold would be cool.
Oh,
It
right.
would look cool.
I forgot about him.
But Gold Kamek is not going to happen, I don't think, now that they gave him Coinbox. I never thought Gold Kamek was going to happen.
Well, I'm surprised that he had Coinbox. I
Yeah.
was expecting him to get something, and then the gold version of Kamek would
Yeah,
have
same.
that
That's what a
Coinbox.
lot of people assumed. Yeah.
So he also asked what would be the next Coinbox reskin. I don't know if any stand out to me, but I'm curious if you guys have anyone that's like, oh, you know what? Like a good example would be for me is I remember when we first saw Wario Cowboy. We were like, dude, got to be Coinbox. He's stealing his coins. He's a thief.
Yep.
That makes a lot of sense. Is there anyone else out there that makes sense for a Coinbox reskin?
I think gold. I reckon my gold prediction is gold Nabbit because I think they're the originals. I think they did gold King Bob-omb, and I could see gold Nabbit. And then like he had Lucky 7 normal, put the coin box on the gold version. I think it'd look pretty sweet. So yeah, I'd like to see. I reckon that might be where they go. But and I don't know if leading on, but I still think Gold Mario does come. I don't think he's sticking just to Coin Rush. I think they will drop him at some stage. Maybe not this year. Maybe that's a third.
Well,
I think if they-
Chris asked that question, piggybacking off of that, what percentage chance do you think that Gold Mario will ever be in the game?
I think
apart from Gold Rush.
I think 75% because he's an Odyssey skin, and the Odyssey skins are always in Mario Kart Tour. And then 25% no is because they probably want to keep him exclusive to Coin Rush. But I feel like he's definitely going to come though. But I don't know when.
If he comes in, I feel like that they're going to have to give him whatever skill that he has in Coin Rush, where it's just
vacuum.
it's just vacuum. He's just sucking in all the coins nearby. Where they do that, because if they don't give him that, then it kind of just defeats the purpose of introducing him to the game. I feel
Exactly.
I was going to say, I said this in, I don't remember when, one of our earlier ones or one of my videos, but, in addition to Odyssey, Gold Mario unlocks in Mario Kart 8, and I think Wii too, and maybe even the DS 1 or 2, but it's always the last thing you get. You get, when you complete the game 100%, you get gold wheels, gold glider, gold cart pipe frame or whatever, and gold Mario. So I do see them saving it till the very end of the game. I see them saving it till the end.
Yeah.
End of the game, before they discontinue the game? What do you mean?
Yes.
Possibly.
Yes, but I don't know how, but we don't even know how the
here's
end
Gold
would
Mario,
work.
game ends, over.
Well, see, because that doesn't make sense either.
Yeah.
But at least, I think they'll wait and wait and wait and wait. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you. But what I think of it as is Nintendo has only a certain number of cards left. I remember kind of talking about this with the Hanafuda pipe. We were all thinking, hey, one day it'd be great, it'd be, cute if they had a Hanafuda pipe. Now, of course, it was totally garbage, but we knew that was a card that they had. For us, our one new card that we didn't know that we thought could be there would be an 8-bit pipe. Right, because we have so many 8-bit items. I do think Gold Mario is a card that they hold, that they will wait as long as possible. But when they need to be able to push Kickstart into the game, they release Kamek, they release Gold Mario, they release whatever they want to be able to spur up the game. So that's my opinion on it. But
Tanuki is the same Tanuki because. To me, Tanuki's now my number one wanted driver, just because he's such a.
Oh, you've moved on so quickly.
Well, he was always there. He just is a reskin. But as far as reskin goes, he's my favorite Mario. I think he's a huge fan favorite all the way back from Mario 3. I could see him getting Coinbox, especially if they truly did remove the tail.
Oh my god.
Look at that.
Amazing.
I mean,
this is on my desk at work. I love Tanuki's just look at this little
I mean,
awesome.
I think I was one of the people who wanted him for first anniversary. You never know, they could bring him in second anniversary, or it might be again a card they save for when they really need it.
Mm-hmm.
So, are there any other cards that Nintendo holds? Do you think?
Oh yeah.
What would be another card that you think that
first
they
of all,
have to do this? It's just a matter of time.
Well, there's battle mode. There's all the stuff that Tabor is kind of alluding to that we couldn't even conceive of what new game elements. Those are all cards. And then, with characters, carts, and gliders, there's still you could introduce wheels. You could introduce other ways to soup up your carts and other little pins and badges and things.
Oh, man.
Wheels
are scaring me.
Yeah, I mean, you could change. You could alternate all your wheels in the
Mario Kart 8.
MK8. So, I mean, I don't think they would. I don't know if they're going to do that. In
that'd
this
be
game.
a turn-off
all the models
to me.
have their.
If they did that, that'd be a turn-off.
It's too
That'd be
complicated.
too much.
Yeah.
There's already too many carts, But I mean, tracks are cards as well because there are fan favorite. I mean, Coconut Mall. If they would they release Coconut Mall? All of ShyGuyKart's cousins and all of my friends are going to log
That's
back in.
true.
Am I wrong?
That's true.
I mean, so.
What's the toad? The mushroom toad.
Mushroom Gorge.
Mushroom Gorge is a huge fan favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly why, but it is.
Also, after this compatible device update, I feel like they could be adding bigger tracks now, since all these other devices are leaving.
Awesome.
Whatever, they can add
bigger tracks.
Yeah, bigger tracks from Wii, Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, because you see the Game Boy
Were the tracks
Advance ones.
They are, right?
Yeah, and that's why I think they focused on Sunset Wilds, Cheap Lagoon, all the SNES because they're smaller, they're less elements, fewer elements. There's not a lot of elevation changes. I mean, something like Wario's Gold Mine takes up so much 3D space to design. It's insane.
They also
and not to mention, Mario Kart 8 has anti-gravity where you are going, and they've never brought. I don't know if they'll bring any of that in. They have to modify it, but.
Yeah, and they also
I hope you're right.
They also shrunk DK Summit as well. It's really small in this game.
Oh yeah, they scale things down.
What?
Yeah, it's really small.
It was longer than that?
Yeah.
Well, it was the scale.
It was bigger.
They made it they just kind of shrunk the scale of everything.
Yeah.
Okay. I mentioned one of the cards being 8-bit pipe. Big Smith asked, I think we're going to see another 8-bit type tour with 2 or more SNES characters. His guess is 8-bit Yoshi. edietel predicts maybe a 8-bit Bowser. So kind of following up on that, edietel asks, who would you want to be the next 8-bit character?
First of all, I don't think they're going to do any more.
Same.
I think that was it. I think it was just for the anniversary because otherwise they're going to become the new Hanafudas, man. You're going to have 8-bit drivers that no one. They are like.
What then 8-bit with a coin box?
It's a novelty. It's a novelty, yes, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not. It doesn't. I don't actually love how they ended up looking. I think they look out of place. I know that it's an unpopular opinion, but design-wise, I don't think it fits.
I think they're supposed to look out of place. They're 8-bit. Yeah. They're not anything else. But.
I know, but the idea of turning an 8-bit into a 3D, it just doesn't work for me. You know,
they look kind of creepy as well.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I always drove with Toad in the original games, so if they did an 8-bit Toad, that would be cool. Koopa Troopa looks really
Peach as well.
different
Peach
too. Peach.
Yeah.
What about
I think any Bowser all at this point?
Do you like 16-bit or whatever that type frame is? Is 32-bit or I don't know how many bits it is, but like, does it matter?
I mean, they'll probably do more like gliders. Like I thought that the 8-bit Ghost would come for this one. You know, they'll probably do 8-bit. They could do 8-bit Lightning. 8-bit. There's not an 8-bit Mushroom.
There is.
Oh, see, I mean, they start to all blend together, and it starts to get oversaturated when you do that stuff. I don't know. That's just my take.
I could see an 8-bit Luigi because they have the 8-bit Luigi glider, and they have the Mario one.
Yeah.
So that's my, I guess, weak prediction.
It's nostalgic and retro, and people like it. So yeah, maybe it's a card they do, and maybe there's an 8-bit pipe and a couple more. I think a lot of people would like that.
Well, we talked about 8-bit, but right before that, you know, we were talking about all the different changes with the game and, you know, wheels being a potential. We have a lot of carts, and then we saw the Kamek's Zoom Broom. So I want to get everyone's opinion on the Zoom Broom. And then as a second part to that question, could we see bikes? Do you think this could happen? What are your thoughts on the Zoom Broom? Look at that. Nice.
I love
Maybe you want to take this one first?
Oh, yeah, you can take it.
Sorry.
I feel like I'm hogging the mic, but I am very much on the fence about the Zoom Broom. I want to love it. I don't know if I love it. It's going to take some more time to figure out. It served me okay, but as we know, the hitbox is super strange. It does feel skinny, does feel long, but I don't. Hey, Tabor, on the hitbox stuff and Studfit.
Mm-hmm.
You know when a normal coin, the coin frenzy, or even a coinbox frenzy, I never noticed that coins run around you as you're doing it, like visually.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really wide on the Zoom Broom. Is that because of the overall area of the hitbox being kind of wide? I mean, have you ever...
I think it's because the Zoom Broom's longer than it is wider, so it's going to take...
Yeah.
It's basically taking the
circle.
radius or the half of the length of it and then taking it off to the side, which makes it look like it's super wide. But it's just it's probably normal, just like everybody else. It's just so wide, so long, it looks odd.
Yeah. But everyone is asking, does this mean bikes are coming? Does this? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so.
ShyGuyKart, you were going to say something?
Oh, yeah, I love how it handles. Like in multiplayer, you can make like really tight turns, and I love that. But when collecting coins, it's hard to grab like when you're going through like a line of coins, it's hard to grab like 2 coins with that Zoom Broom.
Yeah, you can't get the double very easily.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating, but I love how it turns. So it's okay. And I feel like with like Witch Daisy or Halloween Daisy, we could have a reskin of the Zoom Broom. So possibly we could be getting more funky carts.
More
Daisy is Zoom Broom.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Tabor's
steam coming out of his ear. They're going to have everyone's.
Yep. Might as well at this point.
They're going to have the Goomba Hanafuda's Zoom Broom.
Wow. Now, ShyGuyKart, what do you think about bikes, though? Were you a big bike fan during the earlier Mario Kart Tour?
I played Mario Kart Wii. I loved bikes. They were obviously like everyone chose them. But for Mario Kart Tour, I don't think it's necessary. I like sticking to the karts and Mario Kart. Same thing as crossovers. I don't want to see like Link, Inklings. I'd rather stick to karts and Mario characters instead of bikes.
that's a card too. I mean, I don't want them either, but if they did Link and stuff, that's a huge card if they get super, super desperate.
I love Splatoon. I love Splatoon and the Inklings, but I would not want to see them in Mario Kart Tour. I wouldn't like that.
But about the bikes, they were their own mechanic, and as ShyGuy knows, like, you use the wheel and you actually jerk up on the wheel to do a wheelie, and it's a specific mechanic. Just like Mario Kart Tour has its own mechanics, Mario Kart Wii had its own gimmicks and mechanics. And even though there's a lot of cool bike designs and it's a great memory for the fans, I don't. If you bring them in here, I don't know. I don't see it working. Plus, we have too many vehicles.
So many.
Too many carts. What if we had 108 more bikes or whatever? We don't need that.
Jeez, that would be intense. Yeah. That would be intense. All right. We're going to take a completely different left turn here. We heard in the community, I want to make sure we left enough time for this. So we heard in the community, GoShiny Hunter is now stepping away from Mario Kart Tour. And it happens to be at an odd time because we feel like a lot of us are hyped. You know, this is an exciting time to be. And I'm pretty pumped with the anniversary coming up with Kamek here. So we just kind of wanted to pay some homage to GoShiny specifically, especially now that we have technically 4 content creators here. What was your favorite moment of GoShiny and some of his videos? Thinking back over the last year and a half?
I loved his pipe pulls. Like, he would spend so many rubies for random characters, not get them, make another video. I found it really entertaining, and I also appreciated his non-stop combos. They really did help, and yeah, it's kind of sad seeing him leave as well. But yeah, I wish him the best.
Penguin
Toad.
Toad. Yeah, how good was Penguin Toad? His time for Penguin Toad was it was like another video the next day. He somehow found some.
And then he always looked more and more exhausted. He was like, "Oh, we're finally gonna try." Yeah.
It's like the desperate single pulls, I think, are also great, where it's just like, I've got 5, like, I'm just going to throw that, I'm just going to throw down and see if, and that's the desperate move that you never want to see, but it's that was great, him finally getting that. But yeah, even just on that, great, he definite early on creator that I loved, and he's just a great character, and hopefully, as a segue, maybe get him on one week, Studfit. You got to maybe get one of the members to reach out and see if he'll come on for a chat.
That'd be cool.
Just seems like he's a great character, great guy. So yeah, we'll be missed, but I think we've got a couple of good content creators right here doing some good things. So I think still plenty of good things to come in the community.
When I started on this game, it was all about Abdallah and Shiny Hunter. Those are the 2 that I really followed the most. Those are the ones that I related to the most. Carlos was always out there, and Carlos was Carlos, and I love Carlos. However, his level of the game was way beyond where I was at that point, so I didn't relate as well, although I obviously have a lot of respect for Carlos and the whale that he was. But GoShiny Hunter was always just kind of more on my level because of where he was with the amount of money that he was going to spend and everything. But yeah, I loved just kind of watching his strategy for nonstop combos. Gave me some ideas of what I could do to help help better my game. And then honestly, just like Aussie Kart, I just loved listening to him talk. His accent was just amazing. But just seeing him, and he was always just a man of his emotions. And when he was high, you could tell he was high. When he wasn't high, when he was frustrated and disappointed, he didn't try to hide that. So I appreciate the authenticity that he always demonstrated.
Yeah, and on that note, on the authenticity, he did a really lengthy video going into a day in the life of his health conditions with chronic fatigue syndrome. And to take your platform that you have and to open up so vulnerably about your physical health, your mental health, to help other people who have that, who struggle with those conditions out there. I mean, that is so huge, man. So huge. So I have nothing but love and respect for him. And then all the rest that y'all said, the nonstop combo videos, starting out, trying to figure out the tracks, the lines. We did a speed run with Carlos, and that was super fun. Oh yeah! All 3 of us raced to the end on a live stream, and so many things happened during the live stream, like little moments and inside jokes, and it was this photo finish, and afterwards, he sometimes does these funny songs and raps, and I just joked to him, I was like, "You should do a rap about the speed run," and like 72 hours later, he drops a full freaking rap, and the guy has skills. The guy has crazy game, and he just busted out a whole freaking original song. I mean, he's a musician too, but if you haven't seen his rapping skills and ability to linguistically, drop some knowledge and some bombs, it's good stuff. Check out all that stuff too.
Well, I think with Tabor saying about authenticity, I think what people are happy to see is if your love of the game's gone, don't just keep pumping out the content. Yep. And I think Abdullah did that late on. You watch those last few videos, it was just, people are tuning in for it, so you almost have to just pander to it and do it. But you can't. There was no passion for the game anymore, and I think he's called it at a good time. He's loving doing his stuff with his NFTs and some of the stuff in the crypto world, and I think that's what you need to do. And I think for the creators here, like people are pumped about the game. They want to watch people that are pumped about the game. For me personally, I'm not a content creator, so if I'm watching someone about the game, if they're like, "Yeah, I do it. It's okay. I don't, I'll play if I get some time." Yep. I'm kind of looking at myself going, "Oh, should I be wasting time on this game?" Whereas I'm watching someone who's passionate about the game. All of you in different forms. It's great for me as a viewer, and now getting to join on the podcast. It's like I enjoy talking about it. In Australia, it's 6 a.m. in the morning. I got up early to join the podcast because I love talking about the game, and I don't have an outlet to do it. I have no interest in doing a channel because I'd probably have 5 subscribers.
Hey, that's what we thought.
I'll be one of them, I'm sure.
So what a great platform that Studfit set up to have a podcast that people are interested to listen into, and the amount of people that will comment afterwards that, like 2 hours pass by and they're listening just to five grown men talk about Mario Kart. It's bloody brilliant. Like it's awesome. So
I thought you were going to call us blokes or geezers. I'm really disappointed. I guess that's England. Geezers is England.
I'm the new accent of the Mario Kart Tour community.
Right.
So Shiny's gone. Tabor's just listening to me on playback calling my bloke.
Well, we got Yoshi Bear too. We got Yoshi Bear too, and shout out for Yoshi Bear face reveal. And also in the community, there's all creators of all kinds, and there's the whole younger generations, and you guys know Ryder Games and David Games, another channel. David got into a near-death school bus accident, and just want to send love to him and his family and parents and his friends. You can see the video over on David Games of the news report, but an insane school accident. So we're all thinking of you, David, and hope you are resting up and feeling the love from the community.
Yeah, it's interesting when you have a lot of people watching you and tuning in because they love something and it's the same passionate thing that you enjoy. I think it would be really tough to step away, and I commend GoShiny. He's welcome here, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted some of our supporters like ShyGuyKart to join us first. But I'd love to have GoShiny in the future, maybe down the line, just to say hi to his fans, and I'm sure you can do plenty of videos to say hi to his fans if you wanted to. But no, I'd love to have him on. I think ultimately, when I first started, those nonstop combos were really, really helpful. Both you, Sammy, you did some of those back in the day where you would do the ranked tracks, and you would help me learn those lines. But between he and him, he was really great beginning the game, learning the game. I think there was. I think eventually I started gravitating as I started getting better. I started gravitating more towards Carlos or somebody that was took the game kind of to that next level. But I think for the average person playing the game, he was a phenomenal content creator, and I wish him the best in everything he does in the future. And I have no doubt that he'll be successful. Just seems like a nice guy. I never met him before, but just seems like a genuinely nice guy that was having fun. And obviously, him being able to step away from his job to be able to do this full time. This is Sammy. This ShyGuyKart. This. It's not easy to do this all the time. To be able to keep producing content, keep bringing it out there. That's why I kind of just do one a week. That's about as much bandwidth as I can handle. But it can be grueling, and if you're not passionate about it, you're not passionate about it. So.
I think we need to be clear to our listeners that GoShiny is not going anywhere. He's just stepping away from Mario Kart. He's still doing plenty of other games on his channel. So he's not just stepping away from everything completely. I just know that, and like Aussie Kart said, we want to be able to watch somebody and listen to somebody who's very passionate about what they do. And when that passion's gone, it's almost a disservice to the community if you just try to drudge through it. Yep. So he's obviously got a lot of other things going for him. And I think the same thing is true with Abdallah. He has so many different avenues that they're pursuing. Sometimes you just have to let things go when it just runs your life and you're just not enjoying it anymore. So we can understand what that is. And honestly, and I was thinking about this when I was watching GoShiny's last video, is that, maybe... And who knows? And, I think he's going to probably still come back to the game every now and then, just not on camera, and just kind of see what the state of the game is and see things where. But, with this new update or with Anniversary, we might not see the last of him. He might just do some sort of comeback or some sort of, something might reignite in him. I don't think that's ever out of the question. But obviously, yes, we wish him the best on all the other things that you do. And I do recommend to all of our listeners to subscribe to him because he's still doing a lot of great things on his channel.
Hashtag thank you, Shiny.
Thank you, Shiny.
Thank you, Shiny.
Chief started the hashtag. Get it out there.
So we're group round of applause. Thank you very much, Shiny. Appreciate your support and launching this community. And now we have the next generation. And Sammy, you're still leading the charge as one of the OGs, but you have great people like ShyGuyKart. Again, check out him. So many other great content creators. I know. Kevin Garrett, we've mentioned him a number of times. He I think once a month he mentions he's going to quit. So hopefully, like we keep seeing these guys keep growing their channel, and we have more content to enjoy as a community. But such huge thanks to GoShiny.
But that's that passion, Studfit. That's what we like from Kevin Garrett. You watch him, it's that passion of like this game is frustrating me so much. If we all like want to throw our phone when you get blue shell on the line on the premium run, that's the.
He's watching from his lair right now in his Kevin cave, and he sees that yellow pipe frame, and he's like, listening to us. Yeah.
That I saw something else where, and the reason I brought him up is he mentioned he took Kamek to a higher level and was expecting higher rates of frenzies, but. I kind of had a conversation here in my Discord. I don't know if I truly believe that the frenzy increase really is that substantial when you get to a higher level item. Honestly, when I pick up my Gold Pass account and I start playing it, I get frenzies all the time. I'm like, dude, I have like a level 1 something. I'm getting a triple frenzy. This is crazy. I should be doing this. It should be harder here. But I do wonder. I mean, what are your thoughts, guys? And I think Antelope jumped in too. He's like, I don't know if I believe it either. Maybe just like the frenzies are a little higher rate to begin with, or what are your thoughts on frenzy rates? Do you believe them?
I don't believe them at all. 100% no, because on my free-to-play account, I get my first ever triple coin frenzy was on my free-to-play account with my level 4 PGP, and even now with my PGP, I haven't, I think, ever gotten 3 frenzies with her. It's kind of annoying because like it's kind of misleading. But I don't know what their point is, but like frenzy chances, I don't believe in them at all.
But the data miners have found that in lap 2 there was an increase of chance.
Yes.
So are there other things they've found about frenzy chance? And what's the 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, whatever extra frenzy chance? Does like that number might actually be very small. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's.
I mean, 1% extra is obviously incredibly small extra.
I believe the base is 5% frenzy odds in lap 1.
Okay.
It is 6% in lap 2.
Okay.
And then you add 1% for each of those levels, so you could get up to like 12% or something like that.
So I think what that just says is it's very insignificant, Well, I guess 12% is substantially more significant than none or 1. But yeah,
well, 5 would
maybe that's just the RNG part.
Yeah, I'm just, to me, it's like, I think sometimes people think, hey, you have everything at level 7, you should be getting frenzies left and right. And I don't know if that's the case. I do wonder if, I almost have this conspiracy theory that the more you play, the lower your odds of getting a frenzy is, or something like that. I do feel like when I pick up my phone and I start doing runs when a new tour is released, I'm getting frenzies left and right, but I don't know the tracks. I'm not acclimated. I'm rusty, or still waking up, or not acclimated to the track because it's been a while since I've seen it. And they just kind of do that on purpose. Like, hey, we'll give you frenzies when you're not ready.
Yeah, I thought about why they do that too. If you look at like the data maybe of playtime, I think a lot of people pick up the tour, play it on the first day, and then maybe drop off. So if they bump up frizzy chances on the first day, you're going to have a more pleasurable experience. You're going to think, I'm doing really well. I'm getting a lot of frenzies. I'm going to play tomorrow. I don't know, something to think about.
Yeah, but when I play, I don't play my Gold Pass only account. I usually only play like on Saturdays and Tuesdays when there's like the coins aplenty. So I don't know. It doesn't have to be that first day, but it could be the first time you open the app.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. It's gonna take a little turn here. Let's see. Hero of the Skies asks, headed into the second anniversary tour, we've only had 2 city tracks: Berlin Byways, Sydney Sprint, and then Sydney Sprint again. Compared to the 4 city tracks last year, Tokyo Blur, Paris Promenade, London Loop, Vancouver Velocity, why won't Nintendo give us more city tracks like Amsterdam, Bangkok, or the coveted Cairo, Egypt?
Honestly, I think it just has to do with time and research, because if you're going to do a city track, you want to be comprehensive about it. You want to do, like Aussie Kart pointed out about Sydney, they have all these different locations and landmarks and places, and we want to be accurate as they can. Whereas if they just do a SNES track or a Wii track, then they already have all the information that they need, and they can just kind of convert that over. So it might just be a little bit of I don't want to say laziness, but a little bit more easier to be able to make that.
Well, the COVID, again, the pandemic thing, again, like you guys mentioned earlier with characters, I think what really takes time is a city. I mean, you're building a huge environment, 3D environment. I don't know about that stuff, but I'm just assuming it takes, 80 times the time it takes to build a character reskin to make a city. I mean, it's a huge undertaking. And if they can't do that research, if they can't get together and build those tracks during the last year, maybe that's why we've only seen 2 this year. And maybe if the world does get this under control, I mean, video games in general, Nintendo overall really got slowed down by COVID. A lot of games got majorly delayed. So
maybe Mario's being responsible and staying home, so don't travel the globe.
Yeah,
it's a subtle message from Nintendo. Well, no. Don't go anywhere.
But seriously, though, Japanese culture takes that stuff very seriously. They take it very seriously. I mean, I've heard Japanese players say that, no, they're doing this out of respect for the other cities. And there's a different cultural mindset about that kind of stuff. But in the meantime, can we get Dr. Mario, please?
Yes.
If we're going to get Mario reskins. I mean, we need him. The world needs him to save the day.
Nintendo still keeps missing out on like a game being released. How are they not cross-marketing? Like WarioWare about to drop, or may have has it dropped yet? Not sure.
It's I think next week, but yeah.
The cross-promotion surely would be profit. Again, going back to the profit number for Nintendo.
So weird.
Drop it in there and get people exposed to that game.
Still waiting on Fury Bowser.
They've done it in the Cat Tour,
Yeah.
They did the Cat Tour, and that was it. And Mario, Maker Mario.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think you brought up a good point at the beginning, which was something about. Actually, no, it was your video earlier today. I was watching for the reveal of the new tour.
Yeah.
You talked about how at first they were kind of coming out with 2 new characters every single tour. If you think about like Paris, there was Peach and Shy Guy, Pastry Chef. Like I do think that they obviously have slowed down on that, but now I think they're starting to recirculate like that second character.
Stretch it out.
Like instead of coming out with Wedding Peach and Mario Peach the same tour, let's come out with a Wedding Peach. Wait 6 months. Wait a year. Come out with that Mario Tuxedo.
Yep.
So I think it's just a matter of time before they start doing things like this, and there'll be a Cowboy Waluigi, and there'll be a Peach Buster. There's going to be we're going to start to see like them circle back and add that second character. To now we're talking about Sydney. We're going to have
DK Aurora.
Oh my god.
DK Aurora, would your mind blow
Cat DK.
up?
Oh my god.
Cat DK. Wow, that's crazy. Well, fair enough. I have, as we're kind of rounding out the last 30 minutes here, I have some questions about future predictions with this anniversary tour, and then I want to finish off with sharing a cool little story from one of our viewers, and I'd like to be able to incorporate that in future tours. So this question comes with the blue pipe. Is the blue pipe coming this anniversary? And if so, what is it gonna do?
Wow. What if they never release it? And it was just this random thing. I mean, this was before Level 7, before the snow tour. We all thought it was going to come then. The only idea I wanted to throw out there, because everyone's tried to figure out what it is, but in the data mining, is it not true that the name is Max Treasure? Anyone remember this?
No idea.
So in data mining, Max Treasure is the code name for the blue pipe. So I just kind of had this fun idea. It's left field, but in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, my second time I referred to this episode. They put out 8 golden tickets. Okay, what if the blue pipe? What if 1 in a million odds you pull a blue pipe, and they release this one day, and you fire it, and out comes 20 or 30 or 40 items, high-end drivers, high-end divers, high-end tickets, and you hit the jackpot. It's hitting a jackpot. And it would be heard far and wide throughout the community. This person got the blue pipe. Maybe a few weeks later, someone else would get the blue pipe. I mean, I just had that fun idea. I had to put it out there. See what you guys.
I love that.
Sammy, I thought with the golden tickets, why not have it so 8 people get to go to Japan and sit down and organise something? Like, so you get something on your screen that you get flights and you get to go
you
work
get a
week.
Ticket, but it's an actual ticket to Nintendo.
An actual ticket.
Wow.
That would be amazing.
That
would be you get to go sit with them for a week and buff a character or trash someone
I don't want
down.
just anyone being able to go do that, though.
Yeah. I do see every once in a while people's favorites, and they're like, it's all Luigi's or all Daisies or all something, and they really like it. We could just see something crazy. I don't know if I trust other people.
I mean, what do you think about a Max Treasure pipe that gives you a huge jackpot of stuff? I mean, think about it. Gacha, slot machines, I don't know.
Well, I think...
Or something along those lines where you get something in your inventory you don't have. So you're guaranteed to get something.
But then what about you? You have it. What would you get?
That's a good point.
I'm missing 2
You get the blue bitty button.
I need the blue badwagon.
There you go.
I think, in my opinion, I could see them doing that, but they would have to, do that to attract somebody to do something they wouldn't normally want to do, And so,
pull more pipes, right?
Maybe.
Because you never know when you're going to get a blue pipe. You have to keep going and keep pulling, keep doing singles.
They could put it in a week 100 pipe, or they would have to put it in something we don't want to pull on, or maybe we're for an extra 5 rubies or something like that. You could pull for 50 rubies and have that chance increased or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's an interesting thought. Any other thoughts? Any other predictions on what that blue pipe means?
At this point, at this point, since blue pipe has been on the radar for so long, if it's not part of the upcoming update, I'm just going to kind of write it off at this point. I just feel like I just feel like it's just been out there because they know that these data people are scouring the code every time there's a new update to see what new things are added and everything, and so and I know there's been stuff in the code that have never come to fruition from really early on. So if it's not in the update, I feel like it's just kind of a dead topic, and we're kind of wasting our time talking about it because it's just things that are not gonna end up being in fruition.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I think everyone stopped talking about it 4 months ago. We were the hype was huge for a month, and then everyone was just like, okay, fine, forget it.
Well, I think to be honest with you, I'm still going to have some kind of hope that it'll be out there, but I'm not going to speculate because it could be anything, in my opinion. But we've had stuff come up in data mining and then go away. I think the Tanuki was in there for 4 or 5 months and then taken away. I think this blue pipe is a total troll, and they're just trolling us with the hardest troll they've ever. This could go down as the biggest troll in Mario Kart Tour history.
Do you think they really do that, though?
I 100% think that they do that. Why else would you put it in there? Right?
I mean,
why would you put Tanuki in there? The most
That's
coveted, it's like the original reskin of Mario, and then they take it away. I don't know.
I still think that's the stretch out of the game, though. I think whoever was discussing that earlier, I think they've gone, well, maybe we've got 5 years in this. Maybe let's pull it out.
There's got to be a better reason, because Bangkok stuff apparently was also removed, and they're not going to. That's so specific and random. They're not going to design Bangkok objects and then remove them just to troll people. Blue pipe, you never know. It could have been one designer just like, I'm going to slip this in there. I'm going to color this blue and see if anyone notices. I don't know if I call that a troll, but it might have been like an inside joke, Easter egg.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that the Bangkok will happen, but again, I think Nintendo moved from a 1-year strategy to a 5-year, 10-year strategy. And I think that was a pivot they made, and that's why I think that they're holding off on these new cities. They realize they're going to run. I mean, there's a lot of cities, no doubt, but I don't think they want to give us all these cities right now, and they still want us to. I think they want us to treat cities differently. I think they want us to almost like. It's not on a pedestal because we don't like them, but they are like different. It is something unique to this game that isn't in any other Mario Kart Tour game.
I am surprised that we didn't get one today, though.
Same.
I think that I don't know if we're going to get one now before second anniversary. And that's too bad, but maybe it is the COVID, the pandemic, and if that's the case, then I can be patient.
ThisBeChris asks, what's one out-of-the-box thing you think we'll see in this next big update? Now, we've talked about this update many, many times, and so we might be burnt out on this topic, but I can say that almost every other day I'm thinking of some crazy idea of something that's going to happen.
Nice.
So I'm curious if anything's come up since we last talked about it. I think it was now, this is episode 4, 3 episodes ago, so like a month or two.
Well, let's hear your ideas. Tell us some of them.
All right, so one of my ideas is
bring that shirt into the game as a reskin.
I'm stressing it. We're now at an hour and 40 minutes in. A good example. I'll give. This is kind of a long answer. So my son saw Space Jam, the new one with LeBron James. So he started watching Space Jam stuff on YouTube. Now listen, it's a long story. You got to sit tight.
He'll get there, guys.
LeBron James is the new driver.
No, my point is that he started watching YouTube channels on Space Jam, which turned into him watching YouTube channels of this game called Looney Tunes, something of Mayhem, World of Mayhem. And in this game, I obviously am helping him do some of the hygiene of it, just like trying to get this lightning so he could actually play. It's weird. So like in order to play the games, you need like energy. So it would be like, hey, I want to race this track. Like on Mario Kart Tour, I want to race this track. Oh, I don't have enough energy. I need to get more energy to race this track. Like, how terrible would that be if that was in our game, right? But what's interesting about it is that there's instead of just rubies and coins and tickets, there's like thousands of different energy sources or different aspects to like inventory and stuff like that. So some of it's like very event focused. They actually have like 2 events every week. They're like little mini events, and they bring back stuff all the time. It's actually it's really interesting to think about how mobile gaming is changing, how gaming is changing. Like you think about like Fortnite, and you think about like Mario Kart, and like these games, they're very interactive. They're constantly evolving, similar to Mario Kart Tour. But my main point is that there are like not an infinite, but in a way, because they're coming out with new resources all the time. They're coming out with new resources. So one of the ideas I thought of was, what if there was a new resource introduced to the game? And this could be, you can either change your skill of something, or you can, I think we've kind of talked about this maybe once before, take a middle track to a top track. You use a ticket to be able to take it up to a top shelf for a limited time. Or it could be that you are able to increase your percentage, your frenzy odds for a certain period of time, or permanently. Either way, it's some additional resource. And I kind of got on this trip of thinking, like, what could you do to be able to flip things upside down? I was thinking frenzy percentage, I think frenzy skill. I'm curious if you guys think of, like, would there be an energy? Do you think there could be a way to flip the game upside down by like having a resource either that's limited for a short period of time, or similar to kind of how Cap Ticket changed the game. It made a standard. This is my level. The other part about this game is that there's like 7 stars that you can get on a character, but you could take each star up 2 levels or something, like up to 2 levels. So it's like, what if you could have like level 7, 2 stars, or something? Like, what if you could make each of these levels like bumped up even more?
Yeah.
One of the things that I
really
mentioned the other day is, and I know this would be crazy, but probably no crazier than anything that you just mentioned, is that the ability to redistribute tickets, to be able to take tickets away from one item and put it on another item.
Yeah, but I mean, wouldn't everyone just put them all on ranked drivers, and then for how long?
Well,
like,
just
for every
no.
race?
I mean, like you'd get this. I don't want to say tickets. You get this resource to be able to use, and you only have one. Or it's a very, very rare thing where you just are able to complete a task or complete something that's hard to do, and then be able to have the option to be able to just take one ticket away from one item and put it on another one.
You have to smash every small dry bone, then you get to do it.
Oh my god.
Good luck with that.
It's actually, I was doing that this morning, and I was thinking to myself, I do this every single time. I hit like the first 2. I'm like, dude, I could go for the perfect. I could smash them all, and then just totally whip on the 3rd one. I'm just like, I'm an idiot. Why did I think I could try to smash them all? That's funny.
I was going to point out, Half Hydra, he's in the data mining community. He started doing some YouTube videos. Did you guys see this video he released of all the stuff, that's in the code from like back? It's pretty fascinating. I mean, a lot of it, granted, they probably bailed on, but it goes into all these preset adjustments that are in the game for example, spin out time or acceleration after spinning out. You get this boost, and it used to have it showed all 10 levels in the beta. It did go up to level 10, which to me does, infer that they're going to go to level 10 eventually. But in addition, on those higher levels, you unlock these other extra skills, and there are a lot of them in the code. So everyone check out the Half Hydra video there. There's some interesting things to speculate on. And then last time, ShyGuyKart, I don't know if you heard, but the idea of pins, like, in an RPG like Paper Mario, you can put a pin on someone for battling where it boosts something for a certain period of time. This could be something they could bring into the changes the game. Shy Guy, you got any crazy ideas of like game-breaking new?
Yeah, you're Mr. Concept.
To be honest, the only thing I feel like we should have at this point is like a combo timer, because, for example, during a coin box, like you grab all the coins and they're all like going on the combo, and there's like this little coin far away, and you try to go for it while the combos keep going. But when you get it, like the combo dies. So I feel like they should add like a combo timer, so like when to like get another action to like, continue the combo, because like. Your combo, I don't know, the combo, I don't trust it either, like the frenzy
all
chances.
over the place, yeah, depending. Sometimes you get hit and spin out, and you're sitting there, and then you keep going, and then you hit a coin, and you kept combo. Yeah. It's like, what but a lot of people have wanted that, but don't you think that if it was a visual, let's say it's a visual gauge, I mean, once you get down to the button, you're not going to be able to use it very well, because it's going to be such a small little gauge. How do you, and it's rapidly decreasing, how do you really use that to your advantage? I'm not sure.
Yeah, good questions there. I think there's a lot of these changes or we'd call like fixes to the game. I think we can think of, but I expect the update to be more than just fixes. I expect something big that will flip the game upside down. And unfortunately, that game is a Coinbox game, so I'm wondering what could they do to flip that Coinbox game upside down?
Just in terms of like items.
Like how could they flip the game in order to make Coinbox not overpowered? And I'm not sure.
Well, I've always pushed for I know some people don't like the idea of battle mode. Some people don't like multiplayer. Some people don't like time trial. But multiplayer, battle mode, and time trial have always been core parts of Mario Kart. And if they successfully brought a battle mode into the game and a time trial ranked mode, where every week you're also in a time trial ranked mode, and that has its own reward hierarchy for rubies as well. Tickets, maybe you're earning tickets through a time trial ranked cup. You get paired against people, and you have all week to work on one track. if they just start bringing these extra modes, so then Mario Kart Tour is not just Ranked Cup and ACR. It's Ranked Cup, ACR, Time Trial, Multiplayer, Battle Mode, all of these ways you can get stuff. That's how I see the ultimate version of the game blossoming into.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That might make sense why they're making ranked so aggressive. Is because maybe they want us to stop thinking that it's all about ranked.
They're going to bring other ways in. And notice they've been pushing more multiplayer challenge games
I think
now
multiplayer
on the regular.
Yeah.
They're going to do more there. I don't know what, but they're
I still think that with all
100%.
these other phones becoming obsolete, they're trying to bring the best of the best technology into this game. So I think that has to very much relate to multiplayer and possibly the potential of battle mode. So I can see that happening, but I don't see. I don't know. There's whenever they introduce a brand new concept, they typically don't. They almost don't have a beta version first. I think we've discussed this before. So they've had Gold Pass people be able to experience it first before to work out the kinks. Because, I mean, no matter how much that they troubleshoot on their end, they can't ever get all the kinks out or see all the problems until they release it to the general public. So I don't see them immediately tying things into ranked, which is a critical part of this game, until they get the kinks out of it.
Battle mode could be done through live racing a la multiplayer. You know, because battle mode could be you against bots. It could be you against friends, which, let's face it, wouldn't be like a daily thing. We can't all organize our friends every day to play battle mode. So you'd be either up against bots in battle mode, or you'd be playing like multiplayer real people, and it might be that. And that's why maybe they're improving it. I could see that the next beta coming out, especially with that battle mode badge that's in the game.
So, Sammy, do you think with battle mode, obviously the ability to be able to break and pivot, how that's a huge mechanic that the game currently doesn't have, and there's no way you can auto accelerate.
I could see myself.
Battle mode tools.
I could see myself saying in a future video, you know, we all said they couldn't figure it out, and they found a way to not allow you to break and turn around, but a way to do battle mode in this style of driving. Maybe the courses are totally different. You know, maybe you are on auto drive and you're just doing it that way, and it actually works fine. You know.
Yeah,
I can't hide behind this little tree anymore.
I will say, man, I cannot play this silly Looney Tunes game without thinking about, like, hey, what if this part was incorporated in this game? And I'm sure, like, for you, it's like Madden Mobile, Tabor, but they also have what's called Alliance Wars. And it's kind of like what ER was created was to be a clan in case something like this came out. There's also like a little message board that you can communicate with your alliance. So and you battle up against other alliances. And so I could see there being like a multiplayer alliance system set up that you can communicate with there in the app with your alliance members to be able to, as a team, earn more rubies, earn more something through multiplayer, through battle mode. I don't know, probably both, to be able to earn more stuff together as a team. And ranked is, again, just another facet of the game.
So this reminds me, I don't know if this is a good thing or bad thing, but like recently I started playing a different game. And so I know.
How?
It's purely recreation though, because I needed a break.
Fess up. What is it? It's the Looney Tunes game.
How much data are you punching through this game? That's what I
have a separate spreadsheet.
How many spreadsheets?
It's Candy Crush.
I was all about that for a while. Actually, that was my life for a while. But I had to peel away from it. No, it's called Hero Wars. It's basically you have this team of heroes and you go against other people. And anyway, it's that. So they have all these different rewards if you follow them on YouTube and follow them on Facebook and social media and all these other social media platforms. But not only do they want you to follow their social media platforms, which Mario Kart also has as well, but then they put different posts and then they kind of like put a little hint. It's all about going through stage by stage by stage. It's like 1-2 and then 2-1 and 3-12 or whatever. It just continues to go up as you go to different worlds. But on the social media posts, if you follow them, then every now and then they post something and they're like, go to this level, complete it, and then check your free gifts, and you'll be able to get a gift for the game to kind of help you to be able to progress. So I was thinking about like how that could relate to Mario Kart, and I know that they have their own Twitter page, and they have a Facebook page, and they have their own YouTube channel where they release the tour previews and everything about, why, if they're all about, trying to make sure people follow them on social media, why not have something like that every now and then where it's just like complete this task or complete this level and then check your gifts section, and you get something little. It doesn't have to be huge, but it could be something just to kind of get people engaged in social media, but also, more excited to play the game and get these free gifts.
Yeah, they had Lakitu news as well, like in the beginning stages of the game, like on YouTube. It's like this Lakitu thing that they discontinued for some reason. But I kind of like that, to be honest. Yeah, they got rid of it.
It's your host, Lakitu.
Oh my god, the voice.
It was like
it was so weird.
So weird.
Wow. It was on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah.
Wow.
Studfit, for the first holiday tour, I think it was, they announced the Rank Cup loadouts before the tour via Lakitu News. Here's what's coming up on the new tracks.
Cool.
Here's what you'll need.
Wow.
Really...
That's interesting. Never heard of that before. Okay. We have, going back to the topic of fixes, WD Wade asks, what can Nintendo do to make our inventories easier to navigate? He brings up the instance in multiplayer, you're racing with 2 slots. You just have one line of all the drivers, and you have to scroll to try to find a driver within a certain period of time. This can become obviously very difficult as new items are being addressed and added to the game. It wouldn't be great to be able to. It'd be great to see in some type of menu format. This is just one fix. Any other fixes you'd like to add, or is there a good way for this specific problem to be fixed?
Just add a search bar. I think Abdallah talked about this. Where you could type in your driver cart or glider, and then it just shows up. You can select it. And I also had another idea. You could have a Siri search type of thing where you speak into your phone, and it just shows up. We have the technology, so why not? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
But you have to speak in the character's accent.
Oh my god. Yeah. Birdo's accent.
Sammy, don't do Lakitu.
Yeah.
The viewer's ears enough.
That was pretty epic, actually. That might be
mine is definitely the hold down on a track and you get to see the loadouts. Do you think they're keeping that from us for a reason? Do they not know that we already have spreadsheets and stuff? Because why not just let us click on Cheap Lagoon and we get to see what the loadouts are?
To be honest with you, that would when I'm thinking about a game, one of the metrics that matters to the game, is app usage, and I would probably spend more time in the app, looking at inventory. We're talking about when I can't race, if I'm just walking around.
Point.
I would be spending much more time in the app by looking at all this stuff versus looking at it with my laptop open, looking at spreadsheets.
Yes.
Look at Tabor's information. So, yeah, it would make a lot of sense for them to do it that way. I don't know why. It's perplexing. It seems way too easy of a fix. I don't know. Maybe it's just too complex. And maybe if they would have thought about it at the beginning, would have been easier. But now we have as many 452 tracks or whatever it is, Tabor. I don't know, man. Good question, though. Really good question. I don't know why we don't do it that way.
Yeah.
Multiplayer is an easy fix. You should just be able to favorite 5 drivers, karts, gliders, and they're just the ones that pop up at the front of your queue. Because everyone, if you're driving Heart, for instance, you're trying to get that countdown. You're trying to scroll through it.
That's when it really comes up, yeah.
Yeah. And with that list being so long now, you might be scrolling and that countdown is aggressively coming at you, and you just have it to settle. So.
All right, guys. Well, so we're wrapping up here. We have just 3 or 4 more minutes here. Aussie Kart, anything you want to get us excited about for Sydney? Any other predictions? Anything about Sydney that you want to us to get excited about? I think even Shy Guy, you had a question about the train.
Oh yeah. In the train in Sydney, the Shy Guys, the Koopas throw garbage out. Is littering a part of Sydney or something? Or is it something about littering?
Terrorism is on the right run.
Look, I have no idea what's going on with the train. The train does go over the Harbour Bridge exactly where it is, so that is accurate. But the side of the train being open, people throwing stuff out, I have zero idea what Nintendo was doing. It allows you to try and keep combo time on the bridge, but that's about it. So I don't know what they're doing with that. But I think for Sydney, I think the hot take is still that it's going to be bounce or hop. I think that's where we're going with
Hashtag bounce. Get it going, guys.
Hashtag bounce. He's coming. There's going to be a whole new series off. No, look, I think there will be a different of the track. I think we'll probably end up going through the botanical gardens or round Circular Quay and circling back in, which will be really cool. They did a really good job with the track. Like when I first played it, I think it looks great. It's a fun track to drive. I know people were hating on the soundtrack a little bit. I think
that's not your national anthem. Oh
no. Look, our anthem's a bit. So I don't know if you guys heard of Waltzing Matilda before. Maybe they could be playing a bit of that.
Oh wow,
that through.
Okay.
So, Studfit, you got a few things to look up. You're gonna have to look up Lakitu's news. Maybe go listen to Waltzing Matilda on YouTube. So there might be a few things for you to research after. But no, look, exciting to go back. Still a little bit disappointed they're not going to a different city, or look even back to ShyGuyKart's home in Vancouver would have made a lot more sense and probably got a lot more hype. But no, going to be exciting for the new tour.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm pretty excited, man. It should be a fun tour down under, and we have a new driver that's kangaroo style. But either way, I wanted to end the podcast and on an awesome note. So this is my challenge. This is my charge that if Mario Kart Tour has been a part of your relationship with either your dad or with your wife, or like you guys play together, I'd love to hear the story. So leave it in my comments. I had an awesome story that was sent last podcast, but a guy that had been commenting on a lot of my stuff, Dr. Alba. I found out his name is Pie Guy Alba. He's nearly 50 years old, but he's like an old school Nintendo head. He says, my 9-year-old son, who aspires to do what you and his other gaming YouTube idols do, goes by the name MKT Kid. So at the end, I'll have you guys shout him out. And he's got insane skills. He does both our rankings, and he's the highest score. And his highest score on my account is 50,000. I think it was the pinball wizard from the rock opera Tommy. I guess this is describing his skill that he has. And he later told me that he's autistic, which is awesome that he's found this game. But they play together. They've been watching this channel from day one, and he's a big fan now that Tabor's a part of it regularly. He's able to. Now that he's part of the cast, it's even better. And they I guess they're both on Tabor's friends list. So thank you for making that effort, Tabor. But he just said he really loves the show, and they get to play together, and they watch the rundown together. So I just want to give a big shout out to MKT Kid. If you guys could just all say hi. And then, actually, how about you all say goodbye, and then we'll wrap it up. So say goodbye, say hello and goodbye to Mr. Pie Guy Alba and his son MKT Kid. We'll start with you, Tabor, since you're this big fan.
Yeah, Pie Guy Alpha and MKT Kid didn't know who I was accepting on my friends list, and that it ended up coming back around. But I'm glad you're there. Hopefully, I'll be excited to. Is that their in-game name as well? Or is that?
I believe that's what I believe what he said. Pie Guy Alba and MKT.
All right,
Kid.
I'll have to look that up and see how I compare. But
so, at least give a nice quick wave to MKT Kid.
Yeah, thanks for the comment. Always good to see. Always good to hear fans.
Awesome, guys. Well, there you go. That commences episode 4 of Kart Talk. Thank you so much to our normal guests, Sammy D and Tabor. It's always fun having you guys. And then, of course, to our super stud member, Aussie Kart. Thanks for joining us again. I hope that everything uploads appropriately. I totally, unfortunately, didn't get half your audio last time. And then special thanks to our special guest, ShyGuyKart. Thank you so much for joining. What did you think of the experience?
I love this. Yeah, I've been watching it since episode 1. You guys do an amazing job, and it's fun to listen to this while playing Mario Kart Tour. And yeah, thank you guys for having me. It was really fun.
Awesome, guys. So we'll see you on the rundown in Sydney. But thank you guys all for joining us, and may the frenzy luck be with you.
Peace.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
See you, Ron.
All right, guys, what'd you think?